So obviously, drinking and driving has a effect on everyone. How has it affected your life, either as cops or as just people in general?
I mean, I would say for me personally, thankfully, knock on wood, haven't really been personally affected by any family members or myself, luckily, to have been impacted by a drinking and driving incident, whether as a victim or somebody that I know getting in trouble for it. As far as law enforcement, I mean, just seeing it all the time and seeing sometimes the devastation and the accidents that we go to, and it's like, and then you find out that it's a drinking and driving accident, and you're just like, probably could have been avoided, so it's frustrating, I guess.
I mean, for me, like personally, I mean, kind of like Deputy Mason, I haven't, like, somebody in my family has never been closely involved with that. I was actually surprised as an old neighborhood that I lived in that I had learned later on that like 3 or 4 of my neighbors like had gotten DUIs like some point, within the last probably like 10 years. I was just like amazed at that I was like, really? I mean, just how many people had actually gotten DUIs. I don't know how I was just talking to them, and just people that were like close to me, which I didn't even realize that, just kind of like neighbors. I mean, work-wise, just being here, like I've worked at the school for a long time, like over 10 years, and I've known, unfortunately, probably, I don't know, 5 or 6, 4 or 5 kids, students that have either like that were killed in car crashes in school, or even out after graduating, or even that have killed people in car crashes. And they were like either drunk or high or whatever. And I mean, it does affect you. I mean, it's like, I knew, like, that person, you're like, oh, or like a family member of that person, and you see how it affects them, and you see how just everything that happens once it happens. It just, I don't know. I mean, that's kind of, it does affect you because you think about it and you're like, it could have been prevented, or they could have done something different. And
One time about the prevention part of it, I mean, it wasn't directly affected, but I worked with and was somewhat friends with a state trooper who was hit and killed on I-25, Jamie Jersey-Vegas. And looking at that, had the driver not been intoxicated, and he was apparently pretty intoxicated, she'd still be alive and she'd still be a mom, and it's like, so I mean, there's a lot of consequences, really, and it's like we've been talking about, it's so avoidable, just stay away from it and
right.
call us.
Call us.
Ubers,
And then we're also, because we're talking like adults and kids. I mean, I kind of look at like the whole big picture. It's like, it's all like DUIs and stuff like that. I mean, it's almost, I'd say, more or worse when it's a kid, but it's the same. I mean, just don't get behind the wheel if you're drinking, or even you think that. And that's what scares me about young people, is that a lot of them have never drank before, and they start drinking, and then the way the alcohol makes them feel, they think it's fine to drive or get behind the wheel, when it's actually a lot worse than, because they think they can. Or I don't know, this stuff happens all the time, and that's what's sad about it. It's just like, if it's not here, it's some high school across the country. I guarantee it's going to happen. It happens all the time. So, yeah.